just have to commit to the point where it doesn't really matter what pops up, right? It doesn't matter what your coaches say. It doesn't matter what your parents that you might not agree with say. It doesn't matter what goes wrong with your body. It doesn't matter what pain presents. It doesn't matter what inhibition presents. It doesn't matter the monetary things that aren't going well. Like, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to commit. And those things that come up that oppose you of like, well, I made this commitment of I was going to train or I was going to get better or I'm going to reach a certain level. Like, I made the commitment, well, then this opposition pops up. Sometimes the purpose of that opposition is just to see, are you actually serious about this commitment? And that's something that I see that seems to be lacking. And I'll see it in myself sometimes where it's like, I make this commitment, I'm like, I'm going to do this thing, and then a bunch of difficulty pops up, and then I start to question, do I actually want to do this thing, right? And just what happens so often is like the individual just gets beat down and beat down and beat down by those things that are in opposition, and then they stop. But that you have to understand, like, that is the whole point of someone that does something that is very good or something that is great, something that is truly exceptional. By definition, that isn't going to be truly exceptional if there's not a lot of opposition that person had to go through, because if there is a lot of opposition that the person has to go through, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't willing to do that, right? And so when I'm talking to my clients or when I'm talking to my athletes and they're like, they give up and they stop, or they're like, it's not working, da-da-da-da-da, it's like, completely understood. Let's keep going. Let's figure out what's wrong. Let's figure out what isn't going well, but don't just quit and don't just stop, right? I mean, you can, like, that's an option. You can quit and you can stop, but then once you quit and you stop, it's like, okay, great. What's next? You basically have to start again. And it's just something that I've learned is when you quit, you just have to start again. So there's no point in even quitting.